I think of the men and machines. And friends and ideas. And philosophy and spirit. Men and machines. Men and machines.
E-Gaming Bets. We accept bets on computer games online since 2011. Referral system for regular users and the first deposit bonus. Gaming devices store and the best choice of payment systems. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, Counter-Strike and StarCraft, World of Tanks and League of Legends. EGB.com. You know for sure who's going to win.
G2A.com, the best video game store ever! Fast as lightning, solid as a rock, cheap as duck! What's more, you can sell on it because it's also a marketplace. Remember G2A.com, the best video game store ever!
Hello everybody and welcome back to your coverage of Dota Pit Season 4. I'm Toby1, this is Dota Capitalist, and we are your casters for the Shanghai, for Dota Pit.
Just baiting.
I really am, I'll also be your observer for today.
Radiant team pick.
Toby1, official observer.
Official, everyone stop assuming shit they don't know. Big shout out to
Toby1,
Script
the
and
official
Webfast, by the way.
observer, with Richard Lewis doing the panel.
Thorin will be doing interviews on the field.
Shouldn't Richard Lewis be doing interviews?
No, he's doing the panel. He
Get some
can't do
one-on-one.
both.
No, so he can get some one-on-one time with the
10
players.
seconds remaining.
Oh. Yeah, maybe this could be like an ESL
Radiant
thing that
team
they could do. That's obviously Richard Lewis works so well with ESL, where they just actually have like a boxing ring, and Richard Lewis like steps up to the plate, and there's certain personalities he has beef with that he invites into the ring.
You know how Coddle Guy had a hard time getting interviews from the players?
Yeah.
Richard Lewis wouldn't.
No,
Give me that interview!
he's a little more direct. Like Dakota is such a
10
nice
seconds
guy.
remaining.
Like, he'd walk up and go, "Hey guys, like, have you got time? Like, we'd really want
5
to do this
seconds
interview
remaining.
before you go up on stage." Where you just
Team
have like
Liquid's
someone who
turn
comes in
to
and goes,
pick.
"Yo, interview now. We're gonna do it. Let's go. Hot. That's it.
It's true.
That's it.
True.
We need someone like that.
Whist's first pick for Team Liquid, Dazzle Ember Spirits, is the response from Hellraisers. Dazzle's a little bit interesting to me because it's like saving hero versus saving hero. I don't know. So the
10
Dazzle
seconds remaining.
is like this physical damage. Like, he facilitates
5
physical damage
seconds
really well
remaining.
with Weave. He does a little bit of physical damage of his own between
Team
Shadow Wave
Liquid's
and
turn to bat.
Poison Touch. But then he's with an Ember
Radiant
Spirit, who is
team
like
bat.
mostly magic damage early on, like the first 25 minutes of the game. Even once you get Battle Fury, you're not really even that much physical damage most of the time. It's only once you get like Crystallis, Daedalus that physical damage really starts coming prevalent. So,
10
and he's
seconds
also a
remaining.
very mobile hero that usually doesn't need saving, so it feels awkward to have
5
a
seconds
Dazzle
remaining.
with him.
See that they just expected the Gyrocop to pick up against him. That was
Team Liquid's turn
Yeah.
to ban.
maybe it's just meant for something else. Like, do Hellraisers run a Broodmother? Do they run anything like that? Something which would then surround and then go like that big burst heal?
Yeah, they do Broodmother, but I think it's more likely that it's just like, we just like
Radiant
Dazzle, we
team
want to be
back.
able to have a saving mechanism, and if they do get something, like, that's the thing. If they do get something like, say, Disruptor, or I guess technically they could still have room for like Beastmaster, or some sort of like really solid lockdown hero against Ember
10
Spirit where he's
seconds
not able to
remaining.
make that kind of jump away, then the Shallow Grave actually
5
will be really
seconds
effective,
remaining.
because oftentimes many heroes are just going to die once their Shallow Grave runs out, right?
Reserve
Not Ember
time.
Spirit. He'll have ample opportunity to be able to zip away.
And I almost feel like we're in a different world now looking at this draft. Like, I don't know what's going on because it's not the same
Radiant
thing as
team
we've been
pick.
seeing non-stop for the last couple of games. At least the Death Prophet as well as the... actually, they still ban out the Gyro. Never really understand that much. Like, I know Gyro offers a lot, but... like, if you got that defensive weave on, the Gyro's damage is almost nothing. And the Ember Spirit would soak up most of the Gyro damage anyway. Maybe it's also just like a direct respect to
10
Matumbaman.
seconds
I mean, that's the
remaining.
thing. It's one of Matumbaman's best heroes, and it's also just a
5
strong carry.
seconds remaining.
You know how I was talking about how you want to be able to have carries that are able to fight?
Team Liquid's
like, pretty
turn to
consistently.
pick.
Yeah.
You know, Gyrocopter is the fighting carry, you know?
It kind of feels like Hellraiser are also block picking here with the puck.
Yeah, they could be.
So it stops Farta from having that high maneuverable, like, teamfight controlling ganker. Someone that's able to keep them there when the Wiz relocates in his core.
Yeah, no, it's not just that. The puck is good versus Dazzle with the silence. He's good
10
versus Ember
seconds
Spirit with the
remaining.
silence. He has really good synergy with the Wisp
5 seconds
because of the
remaining.
way that he controls heroes for so long that
Radiant
easily
team
sets up
pick.
relocate. So there's a lot of reasons that the puck would have been a great hero for Team Liquid to have. But now they're forced into something different, and OD, which probably destroys Puck.
I should have backed myself to say that. It was in the back of my mind, I'm like, what else has Farter really got that would completely, like, walk all over a Puck? Allowed to be completely over-aggressive. OD is it, and a Pudge from Hellraisers.
Turn to
Hello.
pick.
The funny thing is, like, the setup with OD's imprisonment is normally a fantastic thing for things like arrows and hooks. Because you're there for 4 seconds. You can easily reposition in that time to get it out. And I'm wondering if OD, like, if he self-imprisons, if that's going to be a good thing. Like, it works nicely against the Puck because his Blink Dagger gets put on cooldown.
Radiant
Because you take
team
damage the
back.
second you come out of the imprisonment. So if he does have a Blink Dagger, there's no escape like that.
True.
But, yeah, Team Liquid now with the Night Stalker pickup.
Do you know what was fairly common in NA?
10
I'm not sure if it's
seconds
still
remaining.
common, but you know, just a couple weeks ago, Mirana and Ember
5
Spirit.
seconds remaining.
The idea being behind it is that you later on to the game, you slide a
Reserve
fist
time.
and chains from a pretty good distance,
Yeah.
and the chains last long enough that a Mirana can usually get off the arrow. Right, so you're able to get this like instant disable on somebody at really long range, and then the arrow can follow up. The same kind of philosophy can be used here with Ember
Team
Spirit Pudge.
Liquid's turn to bat.
You know, long range, almost instant disable, sets
Yep.
up a
Radiant
free
team
Pudge hook.
pick.
I'm not sure like what other ideas behind the Pudge there are, to be honest, because I don't feel like he's particularly strong versus Tusk or Wisp. I don't think that he has a whole lot of synergy with.
Maybe they're just
Puck
looking for something which is
or- I
able
don't
to like work the offlane, because he's either a support or he's a core offlane. And
I
if you
think
run
he's
like a
support.
Dazzle
10
Pudge, the Night
seconds
Stalker's not really
remaining.
going to harass you out. If this is a support Night Stalker or an
5
offlane Night
seconds
Stalker,
remaining.
it's a question mark depending where the Tusk or the Night Stalker end up.
Enchantress.
Team
Okay,
Liquid's
and then they get the
turn
Dazzle
to
and
pick.
Enchantress pickup.
Okay, Pudge Enchantress as a dual offlane with Dazzle Ember Spirit the bottom lane.
Okay.
So this is going to be a
explain the dual
position-
offlane.
This is still going to be a 4-position Pudge. The Enchantress is going to be the core tier. It's going to be very similar to the Enchantress Abaddon combination. You really just want a tanky frontline hero. It doesn't necessarily need to be able to heal the Enchantress. And Tinker again, Team Liquid. Repeat performance after that terrible game number 1. The thing is that game number 1 wasn't really set up for a Tinker. This game, however, it is. You needed a burst hero against Enchantress.
But up against all the other heroes, he's not as great. Like, Pudge has resistance, Ember Spirit has his shield, the Puck is really good at catching out the Tinker. The Dazzle can also make it so you can survive a little bit longer in the fight, so maybe like Tia can't get that killing blow. When then you got the Enchantress heal as well kicking in, so I can see it, I can definitely see it working, and it's right up against the Enchantress. Physical damage isn't going to do jack.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
I'd also be a little concerned that they're lacking the bite
5
if the OD
seconds
doesn't get a good
remaining.
start. Like, Farter needs to be able to have like a really good start so he can start
Yeah.
like pumping up the damage. If that's the case, he's going to walk over everybody. If
Same
that's not
goes-
the case, he's kind of dead.
Same goes with Mind Control.
Prepare for battle.
Mind Control's got to have a good start here. That may be ensured by Kuro, but I think it's more likely he's mid. Because he'll be not really sitting too much mid, but he'll be stacking up the camps for Tinker to farm up later.
Okay.
I think he was just bottom lane to give Mind Control some movement speed so he can get out to lane faster.
Well, I'm actually just wondering if...
Which he forgot his items.
No, he... I think originally they were planning on just making the run. Because they were running like directly down the lane.
Yeah.
And then they just changed their mind saying, yo, no, we need to set this up so we can do the pull across. So we can try and throttle the lane. Kuro's way too far over, but obviously tether is a good thing.
He is okay.
30
Yeah.
seconds to battle.
But it reveals where Hellraisers are. Hellraiser's also getting a lot of vision over on Farter as well as Matumberman. And it looks like Hellraisers, they're just going to take the bottom row and they'll give up the top.
Yeah, I don't think either team has a clear advantage when it comes to fighting, actually. I think the biggest advantage is just Hellraisers have Pudge, and if they can get a
The
hook,
battle
like
begins.
fantastic. If not, don't try and like really bribe them.
The
Because
Pudge-
you should not underestimate OD's damage early. He does actually do a very fair amount. And between imprisoning someone, taking them out of the fight entirely, and his starting right-click damage, he is really good starting damage. Partly because Null Talismans are cheap, but also because his natural stats, he starts out pretty good.
Kuro's got enough money. Actually, he will buy the bottle. Because he buys the bottle, though, this camp is not going to spawn. He's going to look at it and go, okay, yep, something's happened here. It was the Pudge that walked up with the sentry ward and just took it out. Now, you look where the Dire Vision is. They have no wards on the Radiant side of the map currently. Mind Control is still holding on to his Observer ward. And I'm trying to work out where the other one is. Do they even buy another one?
I don't think Mind Control is playing this correctly, by the way. He's taking up too much damage from the Dazzle. He could definitely fight the Dazzle. There's no reason to unless he's like really scared that the Pudge is going to hook him if he starts battling with the Dazzle, but I guess we know that the Pudge is pulling, so.
I'm assuming the other Dire Observer ward was de-warded on the top lane.
Oh yeah, probably.
I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah. But you've also got the sentries that are overlapping. So the second Liquid look down into the river, they're going to see a little bit more.
That said, HR do screw up their bottom lane. Their safe lane, they got double range creeps, and now Mind Control gets a free level 2. And probably some CS, yeah. Voids for a little bit of gold.
Tummelman can't be feeling too secure here. Like, even though Enchantress doesn't have this camp, like she cuts through. Oh, Shashlo, walk an inch further. Just an inch. You'll see it. Like, you know you got a sentry ward down. And then he's got an easy camp where he can just be grabbing, like, creeps from every time. Fada, he's asking for help. There's a lot of pings coming in, and his Pudge who's going up through the river. And with the hook, he pulls Fada away into the rot. There's an orb up in 2 seconds' time. Afro is just going to attack it. Now the orb will fly out. He doesn't jaunt over. Actually, he will jaunt over. But Pudge with a haste rune.
Back to mid, girl.
He doesn't want to, though. Puck's already there waiting for him. It's like the end of frickin' Chronicles of Riddick 2 I died.
Okay, that was unfortunate for Team Liquid, because that was just YOLO Warrior picking up a haste rune. Like, what can you do about that? You had a good situation where you could have gotten a lot of damage on Aphro, and it's all interrupted by the fact that Pudge just got lucky with his rune.
I'm not quite sure what that initiation was from Jirax. He just snowballed at Shashlo, but Shashlo doesn't care. Like, he's still got, like, he's got one more Hadouken left over on Matumberman. Potentially, he could just harass him out of the lane.
Yeah, this
He actually decides to use his enchant again. Like, that creeps out of mana now.
Enchantress is an amazing pickup, I think,
The
against
sprites are with us.
Wisp. Now that
Shashlo, can he outrun this?
right-click
Okay,
Tumberman. Right-click him.
he's doing it. He's actually done it. The Fairy
Fairy
Fire has
Fire.
to be expended.
with
Shashlo,
the courier!
he's
What?
living so long. I don't know. The courier came in the
What the
middle of
hell?
the fight with the bloody bottle. But Tumberman's still going to survive, and there's no mana on that Sada.
Oh my god, that was a courier and 2 different heroes that literally had 1 hit apiece, and none of them died. Oh, Shachlo's got to be so upset by that.
Courier said,
Like, he almost just handedly won his lane. If he gets a kill on the Tinker, oh, wow.
it wouldn't just been like killing the Tinker. That was the Tinker's bottle that was being delivered on the courier. And the delivery didn't happen straight away. The courier walked in and stopped. So I think the initial command that was given to the courier was to stay back just a little bit in front of the tower.
I mean, it should be upgraded anyway.
Yeah, we're only 4 minutes in.
Maybe
with,
like
people.
one of the supports was pulling a clutch play, and if they saw the Enchantress turn, they would have been able to buy the courier before the right-click hits. But it feels like that was just a messy engagement that Liquid almost screwed up.
Well, while they're rotating all these heroes, Undershock is free farming this Ember Spirit in the bottom lane. And we'll see what item progression he decides to go for. YOLO Warrior is the man that's having more fun. Oh, hello, Courier. Scouts out Mind Control. Mind Control can't do anything about it, and they're kind of expecting Hellraisers. Obviously, it's nighttime. The Night Stalker wants to get aggressive, but he's only level 3. So he's not going to do that much on the field at the moment. It looks like he's just going to walk back into the lane with Undershock.
It's pretty bad for him to not be there in that bottom lane. In fact, he's still playing too passive, not getting experience.
He's got to be worried about the Pudge. Like that has to be it, because if he gets hooked into a rod, like he's still going to have the movement speed to run away, because obviously he's a Night Stalker in nighttime with boots available. But if he's controlled for too long and he gets Searing Chains, he's just going to die and waste most of his nighttime.
There is something to be said, though, about being too passive in lane. He's making this rotation, though. If this works out, it's all worth it.
Well, Afo should... Wait, they didn't start with the Imprisonment.
They don't have... Oh, he does have Silence.
Yep. Afo's going to go down. Yeah, it's a 1-1-3. A 1-1-1 build.
Oh!
Hello. That hook still works.
They're going to kill the Pudge.
Yeah, they got a double damage rune on that OD, so there's more than enough damage to get through YOLO Warrior. And that's the kind of start the Fada was looking for. Dying early on, obviously not the play, but now he's 1-1-1. So yeah, KDA.
Never refuse gold.
They should still be very concerned about how much farm that Ember Spirit's pulling in. Like, he's not ahead of the OD now. Well, he still is ahead of the OD, but he's not ahead by so far because of those 2 kills he was involved in.
I was just about to say they need to pull the Pudge up the top lane. The Enchantress just about to get level 6 means that she has really good kill potential. If she could just hit the slow and the hook lands, guaranteed kill.
What's the vision like for the Dire side here? There's still no Observer Wards. Their Observer Ward they placed is actually the more defensive one for this point, where it just watches the Ancients. Oh, that looked a little close.
If that was a level 5 Pudge, he would have gotten the kill. Because that just needed probably 100 range in order to get it.
Fada's got an Invis rune, he's preparing on bottom lane. The issue is where Ember Spirit, like, he's got one defensive spirit. I say defensive, that's more of an aggressive spirit over in the tree lines, but it's enough to get away from the initiation. And the Dazzle standing behind kind of makes this almost an impossible kill for Fada. So Undershock will show himself again. He's got the Flame Guard up. Fada will have to start with the Imprisonment though. And again, he has to, because Undershock's is going to run himself up underneath the tower. Now Fada appears. Mind control is still very low. Undershock doesn't have a long way to jump to that spirit. In fact, now the spirit, times out.
Damage,
and
got him!
Fada just blows the ulti.
Oh, Gotham should have seen that coming a mile away.
Surprised he didn't shower.
Yeah.
Like, is it level 1? No, it's level 2, so he would have had the range for it.
Yeah, no, he was just running away. I think he expected the Ember Spirit to live for some reason, but when Fada gets that many right clicks with Arcane Orb, his ultimate's gonna do crap tons of damage.
It might have actually been the positioning, because the Fire Remnant was over here in the tree line, and the Dazzle was walking in that direction, so maybe he thought the Remnant would just jump him out that way, and then he could just heal him up when he's over in the trees. But the Remnant timed out as that fight was happening, and the Dazzle may not have been aware of that. I'm just trying to think about what could have happened.
I'm just gonna say it's a bad play.
You screwed up, Cat.
You screwed up.
Dire's top
I
tower
believe
is
it
under
was
attack.
unintentional mistake. I believe in you, goddamn. Alright. So Chargelot's getting all the space in the world in the top lane to do whatever the hell he wants. The Observer Ward makes it so he knows exactly what's coming his way again. And this tower is practically dead. The Catapult, which is currently being controlled by the Enchantress, so he can time the attack perfectly, will get the last hit up in the tower. So more and more money coming in. With this Ench, do you actually think about getting something? Because she's currently got the Rope and Bajai. Now this could be something like drums, but I'm wondering if it's worthwhile getting Orchid in this game up against someone like the OD.
Dire's bottom tower
I will tell you right now, Orchid, if you can get it, if you have the luxury of getting it, it destroys on Enchantress because it gives you the attack speed that you need. But I don't know. The idea is behind it is kind of nice, but I think it leaves you. I think it leaves you a bit too exposed.
She's getting the drums anyway. She just picked up the bracer. But after the drums, you still actually have that option. But they just need something up against the OD, which isn't Afo. Like, Afo's going to have the potential silence control on the OD, but it always puts him in peril. And maybe the ability to stop a Tinker from getting out as well is going to be really worthwhile. So Aphro can go into something more like a Eul Scepter to cancel those TPs or to dispel the initial silence. Alright, let's take it at the options.
Time to dive the tower.
Time to get a hook on mind control.
Tower is under attack.
That Observer Ward, now that we hit we're in daytime, it sees a hell of a lot. So YOLO
Dire's
Warrior,
bottom
Matavman,
tower
they see the
is
TP coming in.
Dire's
They
bottom
notice the
tower
Wisp.
has
Instant hook. There is no Dismember, but the Impetus flies up. That Spirit from Undershock chasing after the Wisp. They really want a Kuro dead. And with the Dream Coil snapping on Matavman, he should also die here. Another Spirit jump. They're almost at the tier 3 towers. Aphro, too deep. The one charges will go farming, so it's attacking with one orb, but he's able to phase shift. Can't jaunt away. He actually had the opportunity to do so. Actually, I don't know if he got silenced at that point, hence he actually got that cancelled. But that was so deep. But they still get the Tinker, the Tusker, and the Wisp for a puck.
Radiant's middle tower
The
is
puck
under
by
attack.
Blink.
And Gotham's gonna die here, but look how much time it's gonna take them to
They're
actually
stalking
catch
him with a
this.
courier.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
almost
they are.
baiting him to attack the courier, which is like it's going to slow him down. You can't body block with a courier.
Yeah, they'll catch up eventually. Just want to make sure they don't get juked here.
His dream would be to have that. Wait, he could have just shallow graved and,
Yeah,
and waste
I don't know
more
why.
time.
Because I was gonna explain. You know, he's gonna get a really good amount of distance here. They're gonna chase him a long, long ways, and then he'll still have an extra 5 seconds with shallow grave. They can't kill him. So obviously, him dying isn't worth that amount of
Dire's
time. But
bottom tower is
considering
under
the
attack.
whole a 2-for-3 trade-off plus that second kill that you got took a lot of time away from you. That was, I think, a great engagement for Hellraisers.
Alright, so 6-6 on the board. This game is a lot closer than before. It's still the advantage going the way of Hellraisers as far as the gold goes. Experience has swung back the way of Team Liquid recently. And the fact that Matavman hasn't been completely shut down is a big perk for Team Liquid. But Aphro has his Blink Dagger. So they're finally going to have the initiation they're searching for. YOLO Warrior needs to find his level 6. So it might be worthwhile giving him some space to get that. If they had Dismember at the start of that fight, they never would have had to chase like they did. It would have just been a straight hook to control. That may be a rare case though, because they did actually have a vision advantage. Hello, relocate. They're coming in. They kill off Undershock, committing that Eclipse again from the OD. That's a lot of rotations. But they find the Tusker slightly out of position. Aphro's keeping mind control at bay. YOLO Warrior looking for the hook. Wow, that's off. And Enchantress.
They still got mind control. Jerix. Oh, they're not gonna get him.
Too late in the heal bomb. But they did pick up, as you said, like the Night Stalker in the bottom river.
Yeah, they really wanted that kill
Radiant's middle
on
tower is under attack.
on Tusk though, because that would have gotten
Dire's
YOLO
bottom
Warrior
tower
level
is
6
under
plus
attack.
later on to the game. You know, when you start getting Flesh Heap, every kill counts.
The build is starting. The Ether Lens Pudge is on the way. And these are range hooks that will be really difficult to deal with. Like, I'm still waiting for like a big Europe versus China game where the Pudge keeps getting played by the Europeans. There's like, haha. We have
Dire's
experience
middle
with this
tower
hero.
is under attack.
Actually, the Chinese got more and more experience with it of late, so I can't look towards that.
Who was playing it?
It was VG Gaming, I think, that I was actually playing around with a little bit. But some of the
nice double
the tier 2 Chinese teams were playing it. Enchantress already found one. Okay, they just keep jumping. They're Syrian chains, but under shock. 405 movement speed versus Spirit. That's not going to win for Matavman. 2 quick kills.
Dire's middle tower
Probably
is under
unnecessary
attack.
Dismember, but still a kill nonetheless. I should have conserved his mana a lot more. Could she go in Tranquils without a Soul Ring for Pudge? And without a bottle?
Well, it helps. He just did a little bit of micro there. Dropped his energy booster and
Dire's middle
wanded.
tower has
So he's
fallen.
practically got enough for another hook. But you are correct. Should be a little bit more careful with that.
It's just the sustain.
Aphro's invis here will catch out Kuro. Free kill. Kuro's realizing the orbs are popping, but it's too late.
Radiant's bottom
Silence
tower
lasts
is
for too
under
long.
attack. Dire's
And
middle
Kura didn't
tower
really have
is
anything
under
he could tether
attack.
to at that range. Looks like Fana is now going to play a little bit more of a control game.
Radiant's
A Rod of
bottom
Atos
tower is under attack.
is his choice of item now.
It's just a strong item. Gives you great intelligence stats. If you're like playing super aggressively and you're winning the laning phase,
Radiant's
Orchid.
bottom tower is under attack.
You mentioned that item earlier on Enchantress. The reason I know it destroys is because I've seen enough OD Orchid builds. Yeah, they're really nasty. Really, really nasty. And you pick up like a Shadow Blade later on to the game. You play it like Slasher's Silencer. It's really gross. You just pick off heroes left and right. It's a very pub style build. I will put it that way though.
But I'm wondering if she's doing it. Like, she's got the quarter staff, but this looks like a Dragon Lance.
Oh, yeah,
Radiant's
no, it's
bottom
definitely
tower
Dragonlance.
is under attack.
Yeah. You always go Dragonlance first. It's too efficient.
Yeah. If you get Dragon Lance, you got drums, and like maybe by this point you may even have a BKB or a Yule Scepter on that OD, so you can dispel the silence. Alright, just feels a little late. Yeah, Dragon Lance is on the way.
Oh man, playing Enchantress is actually so much
Radiant's
fun.
bottom tower
It's
is
a
under
very
attack.
disgusting hero, and I hate playing against it. But I
I saw
played
you guys doing your scrims the
Yeah,
other night. You had Jacob on Chen and you on the Enchantress. It was like
well, they weren't
levels of
scrims.
filth.
They were in scrims. We were just playing random pubs.
Radiant
Okay.
structures
Yeah,
are fortified.
and that's why we had an Enchantress and Chen on the same team.
Dire's structures
But
are
that
fortified.
hero, ooh,
Dire's
God,
top
when you get
tower is
Draglance,
under attack.
Aghanims, and then you get an
Radiant's
attack speed
bottom
item,
tower has
so
fallen.
I just went like straight Moon Shard after that.
Okay.
Pew 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 pew. Like to beat just allies. Like they had an Omni Knight for God's sakes, and it didn't matter because they're like repel, and I'm like it's pure damage. They're like ultimate. I'm like it's pure damage. What are you gonna do?
Is it still worth going for something more like a Mana Style? On, sorry, Mana Style, a Mask of Madness? Over on the Enchantress to get that attack speed item?
That was a thing at one point in time.
It was. I'm wondering why it fell off.
I don't. I think it makes you too squishy. Like the thing is that you should be playing off your natural tankiness, where like enemies can't right click.
Phase shift. They're relocating in, but then the Dream Coil ends up catching 3. YOLO Warrior, oh my! Vana just destroys them. He'll imprison to start with. He's got a fair amount of stolen damage. He's just looking to make him pop. Sharslow's going to run away. There goes your pop. He can't get the attack into Undershock, though. Undershock just moving out of range. But Rod of Atos off cooldown in 1 second time. So slow your horses. Where did he spirit to? All the way down to the bottom lane. So he'll survive through that unless Mind Control is able to get the silence over on Aphro right now. They're not going to find another one. And in fact, Mind Control will get silenced himself. A good fight there for Team Liquid.
Yeah, excellent fight. That actually brings them back into the game pretty handedly. They still have to worry about this Ember Spirit. He's now completed his drums with the Boots of Travel, but you're probably not looking at a 25-minute Battle Fury here. Feels more likely we'll see a 30-minute Battle Fury. Just with the way that I think Team Liquid is going to start taking control of the game. Now that they have like Blink Dagger on Tinker, they've got this big stat item on the OD, so he can start playing aggressive. And you also have heroes like Tusk and Night Stalker. You should be playing aggressive around that 20-minute marker no matter what kind of team composition you have. So I think they're...
Hellraiser just smoked on an Observer Ward.
well, this is probably a pretty smart smoke.
But they smoked on an Obs Ward.
Did they?
Yes, there's an Observer Ward they were right on top of,
but they're
but
still gonna
Liquid
get it.
didn't pay attention to it. And that means Kuro is going to go down and Mind Control directly after him.
Was it this ward?
It was this ward, and they had one hero here, one hero here, and one hero here. The other one was here. So the Observer Ward, like, that's the dire vision right there. They should have seen it.
Yeah, they should have noticed, like, oh, 3 heroes instantly disappeared.
Yep.
Like, the chances of them all entering
Radiant's
fog at
middle
the
tower
same
is under
time is
attack.
really unlikely.
Just a small little thing. So goddamn will take care of the creep wave on the top lane. That's a large chunk of experience for him as well as gold if he can get it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
She missed time a little bit on the heal, but it's still fine.
I bet Glimmer Cave's pretty good on Enchantress.
Glimmer Cave?
And then later on, turn it into a Shadow Blade. Because you want the casual cloak. This is going to be fairly common. You got to make sure that you just don't get nuked down in a lot of these fights.
At the same time, having that spell shield when you finish up the full, like hood.
Yeah, the full Hood of Defiance. I was just thinking that Glimmer Cape is kind of like Hood, but it's just cheaper, you know? Whereas the full Hood of Defiance, in my opinion, is a pretty big investment, especially when you could be completing your Axe right now. And Axe still gets you stats.
Okay, that's a little cocky. Goddamn, went onto the dire side of the river.
Probably not a good idea.
Alright.
Liquid go for a smoke
Now
now
it's-
with this nighttime.
They did it underneath an observer ward. This time though, Hellraiser's pinged it. There's an obs ward a little bit further up in the lane. So Hellraisers, they're ready for this. They're already rotating down. You can have the relocate coming in from Kuro as well as Sparta. But it's the backlines where Jirax is currently getting nuked down.
Radiant's
The
top
snowball is
tower is under
delaying the
attack.
fight. Now they've already killed off YOLO Warrior as Jirax Shards can't get away. Aphro's attack. It's not even then a Sharshlo attacking that gets the kill. Undershock now brings in his support. The Sans is doing some work and they need to stop the Enchantress. She's going to pepper through the entire team. Vada closing the distance. He's got the ulti available, but he's not going to really kill anyone with it, so he ends up holding it. And Sharshlo proves that Enchantress is a real core. Ends up with a triple kill.
It definitely is, and that just sped us straight to that Hood of Defiance into an Aghanim
dead.
Scepter.
There's TPs coming in. BT's from Matumberman trying to stop the attack from Undershock.
Get out.
With the laser, he's easily, at least able to do that. Undershock takes so much damage, however, the hook. The range. Almost going to get a max zoom to watch that one go.
Oh, and a regen. Would you look at that? No mana, no HP, no problem.
Oh, lucky devil. What's Matumberman up to? Looks like Matumberman's going in for a Bloodstone build. I could say it's a little less popular in Tinkers these days, but Tinker is less popular these days.
Hey, Toby, mechanical question for you.
Uh-huh.
March of the Machines used
Hang
to
on,
be
wait.
physical damage, right?
You're asking me a mechanical question? How long ago do you want to go back? Because it used to be composite damage.
Yeah, I just mean in Dota 2, before they simplified everything.
Was it ever physical? I think it was always magical.
I was just watching the shell from Hood of Defiance block out the March of the Machines. And I was thinking, huh.
Well, we haven't really had the shell, though. Because when was the shell added on a hood?
I mean, it would have applied to pipe as well.
Yeah. Well, pipe was normally the way you ran under the March of the Machines previously. I was actually kind of hoping that we get a blade mail build out from the Pudge,
Radiant's middle tower is under
as well
attack.
as the Enchantress, because that's like the ultimate dick move. For those out there who ever play up against a Tinker in any kind of pub game,
Radiant's middle
like if you're
tower
playing as a
is under
5-man
attack.
stack, all build blade mail and run into the March of the Machines.
Yeah, it used to be universal damage, meaning that it could have done damage to BKB units.
Radiant's top tower
So
is under attack.
that's what I kind of meant by like physical, like as in it would hit you, even if you were magic immune.
Okay.
Sorry,
Radiant
I
structures
should have
are
clarified that better.
fortified.
But yeah, it was
Radiant's
universal
top
damage.
tower is under attack.
So I don't think pipe soaked it up.
You're gonna make me go back into
Radiant's
into
top
mechanic
tower
studies
is
again.
fallen.
It's all mechanics, whatever.
All I
Valve
remember-
made things simple for us simple-minded casters.
Radiant's top tower
All I
is
It's
under
remember
magical or
is-
physical?
I remember just talking to Synderen with our Warcraft 3 cast, and every time Tinker was played, because Tinker was being played so much back then, and every time he was played, like I just kept asking the question, like, does March of the Machines kill this thing? And Synderen's answer was always yes and no. And I'm like,
Yes and
what?
no.
like, how does that work? It's like, well, it's composite damage, so it goes through this, it doesn't go through that, but it goes through that, it doesn't go through this. I'm just like,
Radiant's middle
this doesn't make
tower
any
is
sense.
under
It's like, yeah,
attack.
everything is very specific when it came to March of the Machines. God, I actually am really happy those days are over.
Yeah, an a ground universal damage.
Oh, Matumba. Wait. Okay, so he just backed up. I was waiting for YOLO Warrior to move forward and go for the hook onto Matumberman. Unless he's waiting for the TP out, but that's not going to happen. Because you got a Blink Dagger now and an Ember Spirit is his next major item, so he actually bypassed going for the BTs. I mean, going for the Battle Fury. and instead went in for the Blink Dagger. It makes more sense when like Hellraiser still needed like a big initiator, and that's one way to do it. Jirax, oh, that phase shift from Afro, it barely missed the hook, and now mind control into the trees. Tries to survive, but with the Dream Call down, Puck now will go down. Matamba is doing so much work from the tree lines. YOLO Warrior's being kept up by the Shallow Grave. He has to outrun the March of the Machines, however, making this a 2-for-1 trade-off.
that Puck just got blown the hell up. They're underneath all these March of the Machines, and all of a sudden, laser rocket.
Matamba found the corner. That's a big kill for him too. One, not to die, but two, to get it, because he only just got the Bloodstone, so he's going to start racking up the charges. And is this also the time? Because you want to have a Dagon against the Enchantress, right? Mm-hmm. So, did he just... Does it actually cancel the TP by enchanting the creep that you're beating onto?
I'm fairly certain it does. He didn't enchant the creep, Matamba Man just canceled it.
Okay.
And then redid it. But,
can we stop asking ourselves mechanical questions that we don't know the answers to? I know I want to
yeah,
learn.
It should.
I want to learn.
I am like 99% about that. Be the same if I Helma Domed it, you know? Budhutka! No. No. Need to drink more vodka.
That's what we call a wide hook.
Vodka, need vodka, drink vodka.
I need more Australians.
Dazzle.
I need more Australians in this office.
Yeah, we definitely.
Like, you at least get that reference
Toby,
for baseball, right? But you're not a baseball man.
Yeah, I'm not really. Baseball.
Say, in cricket.
Baseball is actually the world's most boring sport.
Wow, really? Because most people are just like,
cricket.
yeah,
I don't know.
Because that's what I was like. It's a wide ball in cricket.
I mean, is cricket really a sport? Isn't that just an excuse?
Get out of the studio!
Isn't that an excuse just to drink tea and crumpets at some point?
Oh my! No. No.
I listened to Pyrion Flax's explanation.
Oh, they see him.
Of
Oh wow. Well, the Tinker Orbs towards the back, boys.
yeah.
He's just like thinking it's like they know. They know. Somehow they know.
I listened to Pyrion Flax's explanation.
Yeah, but Pyrion Flax hates cricket. But it's also fair enough because he's locked in the English institution. Jirax is now on the run. But with the silence and Undershock, they're going to trigger the drum charge too, but Undershock is fine. He's got a Dazzle right behind him. In fact, where did he jumped all the way up into the trees on the top. And Matumba's BTing up for this. I hate to say it to Matamba, but okay, no, he's not going to get ganked. With the Blink Dagger on the Ember Spirit, like his initiation range is actually quite huge and can catch out the Tinker. He's probably the one hero in the entire of the Hellraiser's lineup that can move globally across the map and still chase down the Tinker. But yeah, Pyrion, yeah, Pyrion is Pyrion. Like, that man needs to be entertained.
I don't know,
Cricket
man.
doesn't
His
always
explanation
entertain.
of cricket, it made sense to me.
So in our tea break, we had beer and Lamingtons. When I played cricket back in Australia, we had beer and Lamingtons.
Yeah, no one knows. No one listening to this broadcast right now knows what Lamingtons are.
I know. Go look it up. Google is your friend. Apo is like, he has no friends.
Transformation.
Seriously, the Lamingtons will blow your world. Someone go out there and just cook Lamingtons. Goddamn. He just decides to walk straight past Jirax. The hook back will keep him alive a little bit longer, but he's still silent, so he cannot Shallow Grave himself. YOLO Warriors now on the run too. The shot, almost getting the block from Jirax. They've still got the control with that Blink Dagger on Matoma. He's just bouncing across the field. He'll TP back in a moment and almost pick up that Dagon of his.
Radiant's middle tower.
In fact, he's actually going to go a Yule Scepter Tinker.
Yeah, this.
TP. That's yeah, I don't know about the Yules. Jirax, quick snowball. He's still going to end up dying to the Ember Spirit. Was the flame guard that was up. Maybe that's what he's looking to take off though. Yule Scepter would achieve that.
Wow, that silence just destroyed Shochlo. He was trying so hard. If he just had, if he wasn't silenced and was able to get any embedded shots off there, guaranteed gets the kill on the Night Stalker. Yule Scepter against Puck.
Puck
And
silence.
his silence, that's got to be the only thing.
Potentially he
reason
could
for
also
that.
just Yield Scepter. The second punch tries to go for a hook.
Yeah, maybe.
To dodge an Impetus damage.
No, you can hook out of it. You can.
Oh yeah, you can hook. Yes, you can. You're
Yes.
right.
It is a tornado-defying hook.
It's kind of stupid. It's like you grab the eye of the storm and just drag it back.
So,
Another one of
Yes.
those like mechanically things that doesn't make sense.
but yeah, Dagon. I mean, I was with you on Dagon. I think that would have made sense against Shoshlo, right? You just one burst damage.
It's either that or they feel like they're controlling Shash low enough. And they're more worried about the Ember Spirit.
The next big thing will be, I think, OT gets BKB.
Shash low. Laser rockets, they're going to hook him back, quickly healed. And then also trying to protect him in the cover.
Oh,
the big Dream Coil! Absolutely huge! Catching almost all of them, but Vada's still fighting! Wait for the Oli to drop! Vada's waiting for it! He's doing the early damage, and Undershock and goddamn only barely survive! They've lost the Tusker. Vada now turns dismembered up. They need to keep him alive, and they're able to do so. A self-imprisonment. Mind Control found himself in too deep. There goes your mech again. So Kuro, even with the one charge, is giving the life back to Vada. And they've got Shasho completely isolated. Another quick
Greedy.
imprisonment. And Kuro, wait, they're giving him... Oh, no.
No,
They knew he was dead from the damage that came from the imprisonment.
Yeah. I think Kuro tried to snipe it, though. He's like, maybe my spirit will hit before the damage goes out.
Unless they were trying to give him more levels. Like, if they isolate themselves like that, it should only be Kuro to get the levels, right?
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
don't
attack.
know. Kuro doesn't need that. Doesn't need levels.
Uh,
What are you gonna get? Like a level 3 relocate? It's not that big of a deal.
quick
But,
Roshan, good Roshan.
What did Fada get? The BKB? Yeah, the BKB. So now Enchantress's game is done.
Radiant's middle
This is what
tower
happens.
under attack.
BKB. Now BKB is not good defensively against Enchantress. He used to be able to block out Impetus. It doesn't anymore.
Get over here!
Vada triggers the BKB, so he's protected for now. But now in comes Undershock with the Sleight of Fist. Roshan's still alive at all this
the
point.
Scythe is
Durex is
destroying
going to
him.
go down, but Vada, the control is too much. Kuro's waiting to come back and just tether them back in. And with the Martian Machines cover fire, Hellraiser's in the world of hurt. Afro just trying to jaunt himself away to save him, but Tumberman keeping up with him. They'll go for another imprisonment. That damage isn't enough to kill him, but it's going to bring him pretty close to critical. And where do you go, Puck? He blinks, and he dies. Tinker will take the kill, and now Liquid can finish Roshan.
So, back to the BKB defensively, it used to block out Impetus shots, but now a recent patch change makes it so that Impetus goes through BKB. So defensively, it's not very good at all. But offensively, it means you ignore Untouchable. So it means that now Fada can just turn and blow up that Enchantress. You slow him down with Rod of Atos, just run at him and...
So Enchantress kind of needs a BKB of her own. Pretty much.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that, to be honest.
Alright, so pushing across the map. The Ember Spirit still, like, his global movement is going to be enough that he keeps Team Liquid at bay. So all the pressure which Matubman applies, like, it's not one of those pressures where you got like a huge army of creeps right behind you. So Undershock can still just flash farm the wave. He just can't die to this kind of stuff. So he blinks and then straight back to well.
Yeah, he's okay for
Oh,
now
goddamn.
against the Tinker, but Scythe
His initiation, Dazzle. He's dead.
leave
he's
him for
dead.
dead.
Wait, hang on.
Connect.
Yeah, he mech'd, but shouldn't you die instantly?
Um,
So you shouldn't be able to mech? Because if the mech happens, you should be able to heal up enough that you'd survive.
yeah. No clue. No clue, Toby-Wan Kenobi. That is just the mysteries of the Dota 2 universe. That somehow you can get off mech without it healing you.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So this is like the Star Wars movie. It's just coming to kill a planet. Oh.
He's saying that's...
Obviously, the targeting system was a little off.
Isn't that what they hit first?
Radiant's top tower.
Do you want me to
is under
spoil?
attack.
Afro? Dismember's over on Fada to get the double silence, but then Fada just triggers the BKB. Undershock. Oh, he got away again. He'll disjoint the attack, but Fada, they do burn through the Aegis the Immortal. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, the bottom tower's been taken out. And goddamn Shallow Grave allowed them to survive the rockets. But Tommen's in very, very deep.
Radiant's bottom tower
Knocked a little
has
off target. Sorry,
Good start.
did you have a Star Wars question, Cap? I would probably have an answer for you.
I was talking about the original.
It could be the original too, but
Well,
it was
well,
green in the original.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't even remember what color it was in the
Radiant's
new one.
top tower is under
I don't remember
attack.
what I was talking about.
But don't worry, if anyone's ever worried about someone spoiling the new Star Wars movie for you, it's the same as all the others.
Did you watch the original? They now call it Episode 4. Did you see that? Yeah, it's that.
You mean 7?
What? No, I was talking about the original. I was referencing the original. Episode 4. As in, have you seen Episode 4?
I don't want to say too much, because if I actually go into this debate, for all those people out there who haven't seen the new Star Wars film, I'm going to like screw with them. Well, hello, relocate back over. Sharshlo, isolated. The hook, it catches up with Tommen in the middle of a silent suit, but the snowball kicks in. They protect him for a split second, allowing the Yule Scepter up. Tommen, he's still going to die to YOLO Warrior. The Shallow Grave allowing him to TP out. If they've got a stun, they've got a Hex. That'll do the job. And Team Liquid, they are now in a heavy advantage position. The Puck's trying to slow things down, but goddamn, it's dead. No nice way to put it.
Radiant's
All right,
middle
Liquid.
tower is under attack.
Just keep rolling down mid. I gotta go pee. If you could end this for me, I would be very grateful.
Wow.
I mean, seriously, once the OD got BKB, I don't like the Enchantress is kind of keeping them in the game on Hellraisers, but the BKB just destroys them so badly. You were watching like Fada for like 2 seconds. He was like, "I'm gonna try to do this without BKB," and Untouchable was just too much for him to handle, and he's like, "Screw it, BKB," and he just blows up the Enchantress so quickly.
Yeah, there is no answer to this game. It's permanent Hex as well.
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause
The
you
Ember
could-
Spirit
Tower has
sucks
fallen.
Yeah.
now.
Radiant's
No
middle
one's got
barracks are under
BKBs.
attack.
Even if you did, the second the BKB wore off, Metumpan would just continuously Hex you. And if that doesn't work, Fada's got a Hex of his own. Kura is walking around with bloody Shadow Blade, so you think you get an initiation on him, and he just goes invis on you.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
At least the negative weave effect's gonna be nice, so the Ember Spirit can do more damage, but Sharshlo, hook and save. Keep that Enchantress alive, Fada. Oh, okay. God damn. He's dead. Again.
They don't even finish off the range racks.
Had
all that time.
in trouble.
Oh,
With that
he's dead.
hook, they've got him. The Geometry Science in the middle of the open at the moment.
Oh,
And
Liquid
Fada
are
and Jirax
overextending.
are not too healthy. They may not have enough damage to actually fight this, or enough life to fight this, but Tommen with the Yule Scepter, it dodges the last little bit of damage, and then he denies himself with a Bloodstone. They see Jirax, but it's a little bit too late, but they're looking for the big ones. It's Kuro as well as Fada. They got the Dream Call. Afro going to Yule Scepter up Fada to follow up with the phase shift, and the relocate save from Kuro was at the wrong time. He's
That
coming back
is-
to his own death, and Team Liquid just gave so much to Hellraisers.
They really did. Holy cow, I can't believe they stuck around for that so long. If Liquid had just played this very formulaic, I think they had the game in the bag, but yeah, they were over 15,000 gold, but then they just lost a pretty massive fight. They could have just given up mind control and called it a day. They took a full, like, they took tier 2, tier 3, and melee racks, and then range Rex is practically, like, it's on life support right now.
Yep.
So they had everything. The world was their oyster. All they had to do was just back up and play it safe. But now HR just won a big fight. They're going to try and force some buybacks. If they don't force buybacks, at the very least, they'll get some objectives. It looks like maybe tier 3. But
they have
even that
time
is
for that?
questionable.
Dire's
Like, it would only take one buyback for them to probably just say, you know what, let's get the hell out of here. The bottom lane's pushing in too much as well.
Or-
They'll need a pick-off to make this work.
Or Tinker defends well enough. You know, that's why I'm like, I don't know about tier 3, because you're going uphill against a Tinker. That's really difficult. So they don't even try.
Yeah.
And their high ground power is so garbage on this team. It's Enchantress, and that's kind of it.
It's Pudge Hook is their high ground. Like
Yeah, exactly.
Like they get a kill through Pudge Hook, and then they can look for another kill, and
Yeah,
then
you
maybe
don't-
they can go high ground.
You don't go high ground and fight Liquid. You pull them down from their high ground, and then you fight them on the low ground. That's what you do.
Pretty much it. Break the line. Somehow break the line.
Yeah.
Well, they're starting to build towards items which could potentially work nicely, like Afro getting into his Scythe of Vice. The BKB from Pudge is his next choice. The Ember Spirit, he's got a Mithril Hammer right now, but I assume also BKB. The Enchantress got her critical item. That's her finished BKB. She actually disassembled for that Ogre Club. YOLO Warrior, he can tank through a lot, but can he tank through this? Kuro, he's down. Matoma's here as well, but now the BKB from Shashlo, he can start pumping it out and just pushing that damage forward. Jirax, Undershock keeps him controlled long enough. They're gonna find the 2 kills. The BKB of Shashlo, though, is losing time. What was that, Ho? I think he tried to pull the Dazzle back a little bit further.
Yeah, with those double BKBs, they can walk underneath that March of the Machines so freely.
Radiant's
That
bottom
universal
tower is under attack.
to magical damage change, it was definitely big for the Tinker, but most people were really thinking about the fact that you can't clear through ancient stacks anymore. And obviously
top
that's the
tower
biggest
is under
change, but
attack.
the fact that you, that in these fights, like he had like 4 March of the Machines down, and Enchantress and Ember Spirit just didn't care because
Radiant's
they're
top
BKBs.
tower is under attack.
Now with the DD and a little bit of timing, they could still do Roshan and still go uphill. But I think like Liquid have just been getting over anxious. They're really giving HR an opportunity in this game that I don't really think they had previously.
Did Fada use...
Fada
Fada
just
didn't
bought
use
out.
buyback, but he just spent all of his money for it. So now he's got a refresher roll. So at least he's got the 10
Oh,
seconds.
but imagine if he gets picked off right now.
Oh, if he
HR
does,
could win this game.
If he does, then this is potentially the game. So Fada goes to the run. The Impairs are still flying his way with the Dismember. They lock him down. Fada! He's down!
Oh my god!
Half on the sidelines.
All right, never mind. I'll just pee my pants. It's all good. Go UHR. This is such a good comeback from them. Potential comeback. Like they're still really far down, and I still don't know how they're going to be able to crack base. But
They can at least take the Roshan off Team Liquid, and this is able to slow down a lot of Team Liquid's potential just to end the game. But now Mind Control, they keep the vision up.
they're
The
going
OD
against
cannot
the
buy
Tinker,
back.
though.
They're just shotting through 5
God, they're all
heroes
locked in.
inside the pit. The PKB has a riot, however, for YOLO Warrior. He needs to get himself out of here and find himself a bloody hook, because right now they're taking too much damage. It's a never-ending march, march, march.
I mean, Roshan is down to half health.
They can go back and do it again. Like
Yeah, they
Tinker,
can still do this.
Tinker's regenerating as quick as he possibly can. Like, it's just making sure they don't lose any heroes while they do this. Get the Aegis Immortal in, so in comes the Sigil. The hook from YOLO Warrior still unable to connect, and the Aegis goes into the hands of the puck. You get Spirit away and Enchantress as well as the Dazzle are left behind.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is
they'll
under
take the
attack.
gem and they'll get themselves out. They got lanes to try and get control of again.
They still have to win, like, I think 2 or 3 more fights before they're
Radiant's bottom
truly,
tower
like,
is under attack.
back to even with Liquid.
Yeah. It's just that opening they managed to get. Like, you
Yeah.
catch OD after he spends his money.
Because part of the problem is that like, even when they successfully defend, it's so hard for them to push high ground. Plus, there's a decent amount of split pushing, and that just both of those problems comes from one hero, and that's the Tinker. So if they don't kill the Tinker, then it's like you can't really push high ground. Plus, your side lanes are going to be pushing in. That's why you need like 3 more fights. You know, most other comps that have some sort of high ground push and they're not dealing with a Tinker, I'd say like 1 more fight, they go high ground, they force buybacks, everything's back to even. But unfortunately, it's just the nature of their lineup. They were never meant to be in this position in the first place. They had to win that early game. They had to take over the game at that 25-minute mark, which they did, but Liquid kind of weathered through everything.
Tinker only now gets the Dagon. 44 minutes in, he's looking for the kill potential. They're adding a little bit more pressure towards the mid. They'll allow the wave to push in. Obviously, it does have the super creeps there. the hooks fishing from YOLO Warrior. Trying to unwillingly bring Team Liquid into their base. But it's just a fish, because he doesn't see anything. Like, there's no vision for Hellraisers outside the base right now. Now, the only vision you've got, like, which is huge up on the top, is from the Aghanim Center of Mind Control, and then the Dire Observer Ward from Team Liquid. In fact, where is... Is that the only obs on the field? I think it is.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do against Night Stalker with Gem?
Yeah, you can't really do anything.
Radiant can't get anything up. Liquid, I bet Liquid's just been out of wards. Yeah, they only have one in stock right now.
Hellraisers is actually out of wards apart from the one on, like, they've got a couple on the heroes, Dazzle, as well as Pudge, but Ember Shock, he's in a little shock. Gets back to base, out to safety. Mind Control is not a healthy man, however, but...
Oh, he still got... What?
How?
He still got him.
Did he jump back? No, he died at
Radiant's
will.
middle barracks has fallen.
Did
The rocket's not disjoint?
did a rocket come and get him?
That had to have been it. Because the
Holy
rockets
cow.
wouldn't disjoint from the jump.
Radiant's
yeah, I
bottom
missed that,
tower
damn.
is under attack.
I mean, that's huge. They
Yep.
force out buyback with this.
Farta though, like he's still got the refresher orb available. So he wants to throw the ulti, but they get the pick up. Farta with the silence as well. He can't instantly attack. The relocate save was there. Farta takes so much damage, however. The Ember Spirit does buy back, and he's the man to get the kill over on the Tusker. So just puts buyback on Undershock on cooldown. He jumps forward. He gets a Searing Chains over on the Tinker, but he's just so deep. Without his BKB up, now Afro will make the play, but Farta, he's here. He wants to drop the ulti. The Aegis Immortal is the only thing that will be expended, and Farta's down again. A minute and a half on the sidelines, but Tummelman's trying to get himself out of here. Just rearming the blink, and then the PT out. There's no stun for Undershock to stop him now.
I don't think I've ever seen a Tinker do that. It was just he rearm blinks down the lane like that. Oh, that was great.
The little hops.
Oh man, if they got the Tinker there. I mean, granted, Tinker has Bloodstone, and he's still got a decent number of charges. So,
Yeah.
but if Tinker's down, they 5-man down mid. Maybe they get a tier 3 or something. At the very least, maybe they can force an offensive fight for once. You know, a fight that's not on their side of the map.
Matumba
Radiant's courier
just
has
caught out
been
the courier. It was actually making a move with an Ether Lens of Goddamn.
Oh yeah, so we could sit farther back.
Yeah.
And weave as well.
But it's the recipe in the ring though. And it was going to the it was going
Dire's
to
middle
the secret
tower
shop.
is under attack.
Oh, I mean, wait, it had the ring of Hellfire?
Yep. And it went to the shop. So I'm assuming someone else was using it. And they just didn't realize that lens was there. Sharshlo, like I know you got a BKB in the side of Searing Chains. They're trying to make the most out this time. The OD's dead, but they just can't push fast enough. The lanes were too far out of control for them.
So Enchantress will sell the Drum of Endurance. I'm gonna back Moonshard here. I really do feel like it's the best item at this point in time for you. You don't have to worry that much about your intelligence once you've got these later levels. You know, past level 16, you've got so much stats in intelligence that I think you're okay in mana pool.
How does the interaction with something like Daedalus work? Like obviously it's not
just your regular damage.
It's just gonna be the regular damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not as impressive then.
No, it's not very good at all.
Because I'm just thinking she's got to be like that quick killer.
Yeah.
And yeah, attack speed's probably going to be that.
And that's why I really like Moonshard. I also played around with Blink Dagger. I feel like it's very strong on Enchantress, actually. Because positioning is key on her. So it's kind of like the same way I was like, what would Eternal Envy do at this point? You know? Because I was thinking, like, the way he plays his Clinks.
You mean what's the YOLO item in the late game?
Nah, I mean, the way he plays his Clinks. The Blink Dagger build that he kind of innovated.
Yep.
You know, it's the same exact thought of an Enchantress. You just want to sit and right-click. You don't want to move around. It's too much hassle, you know? It's too much hassle. You just want to sit there and right-click. And obviously, positioning is even more important for an Enchantress than a Clinks in some situations. So.
Speaking of items, like, yeah, we keep talking about like how much damage the Enchantress does, but the physical damage of the Ember is getting bigger and bigger. Like, these creep waves are coming in force. So he's getting a lot of jumps. You saw what he did on that bottom lane. That was like that was 2 waves and a half, and one side of Fierce got rid of most of it. He's looking at his next damage dealing item. Potentially, he could sell the drums and go Rapier in combination with the Chrysalis. There's no reason to have something like a Monkey King Bar because he's not fighting up against Evasion. Or is it enough just to go for a Daedalus and finish that up? Like, does he need that extra little bit of damage? Is the question.
Get Daedalus. Sell drums for Divine Rapier.
But like, what's the order though? Like, do you go into Rapier and just keep your Chrysalis?
I think you're close enough.
He found himself a Tusker. Into the Dismember. Ghost it won't protect you from that one. And now he can trigger the BKB. They got the Hex over on Fada. He's in pretty deep. Now his BKB will trigger, but Chargelo, he's holding off on his BKB as long as he possibly can. And Fada, he'll save himself for the moment with a defensive imprisonment. That's all it's going to be. The puck will find the kill. The orb was flying straight through him. Meanwhile, up on top, there was a little bit of damage done to the tier 3 tower, but it's a tinker. Like, he's not killing a building.
Well, it's another hold from Hellraisers.
Stay here, Kuro. Hudge wants a hug.
How much strength do you get? 45 extra strength right now with Hudge. So it's not amazing.
And now Puck's looking for Matumba. Doesn't jaunt though. Just tries to force the Tinker back. But that Ember Spirit being dead, it kind of slows down the item. Finally, that lens can be completed over on the Dazzle. So it's got a little bit more range to work with. That's actually so big for something like Shallow Grave, because he just can't be in range of the OD. Like, it's Heal Bomb, Shallow Grave, Weave. Heal Bomb, Shallow Grave, Weave. Heal Bomb, Shallow Grave, Weave.
I think
all that counts.
Okay, so I was thinking, like, you don't want to take away the Hood of Defiance and make yourself super squishy as an enchantress.
Again!
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Ain't no donkey love here.
Radiant's
Check for the
bottom
ward.
tower is
So
under
I
attack.
think as an enchantress, maybe when it's time, you replace the Hood of Defiance with Scotty. It's still, you still keep yourself relatively tanky. It's not like it's going to be a huge loss going from Hood to Scotty. Effectively against Magic Damage.
God, that's such a quick Roshan.
But it will increase, just all your stats across the board. Plus it gives you
Afro. They found Matumba. Now he doesn't have BKB. He's going to Yule Scepter and buy a little bit of time. Now, YOLO. Okay, they're being really defensive. They don't know where Liquid is. I think they're starting to cotton onto the fact, though. If Team Liquid aren't coming to try and defend Matumba, they've got to be somewhere else. The Wisp just relocated himself back to base, so you don't have that extra support from the IO. Vada goes to the BKB. They can see how low Roshan is, but YOLO Warrior didn't get his BKB up in time. He's going to actually run himself to death. The buyback is available. He's going to use it, TPing out as quick as he can. The problem is Hellraiser, they're losing too many players bit by bit because Matumba is just going, I don't know. Vada's now in there as well. And that is going to be the Aegis Immortal in the hands of the OD. Hellraiser's losing players left, right, and center. But Tubman, I think, has used like 5 different Dagon attacks now. He'll go back to base after a long, hard fight. That is, yeah.
Alright, Undershock's a game thrower, that's all I can say. I congratulate him on his $322 he won from this game. I don't even know. Like, why in the world did he pop BKB, go into the Roshan pit? And yeah, it was a bit low, but it's 55 minutes in and you're an Ember Spirit. The reason an Ember Spirit is garbage at going uphill is because he does no direct single target physical damage. It's just the way it is. You rely on Sleight of Fist. You don't right-click people most of the time. You're just Sleight of Fisting all the time.
Oh, nice hook. YOLO Warrior, at least able to grab Kuro. The buybacks are coming in thick and fast, but the Dagon is as well. They bring down the Dazzle. He has buyback available, and they're scrambling the defense. Chargelo, he's trying to kill off Fada, but Fada just keeps running closer and closer, so the damage just isn't there. Now you get the Hex over on the Enchantress, removing a huge portion of the damage. Fada, they still haven't found that kill. Matumba, for some reason, found himself inside the Radiant Fountain. Just trying to get back out with a simple Yules and Blink. Undershock will die, and that's the game. They've lost too many heroes, too many times. Everyone's expended buybacks, so there's just no more lives to come from this. Chargelo can't even pump it any more damage, and Fada, only now is the Aegis the Immortal actually being triggered. With the Shiva's Guard, YOLO Warrior tried to deny himself. That was the only dream he had right there.
And that silence is destroying shots. So the fact that it's nighttime, he just can't get any embedded shots off. So while he's the last to die, he hasn't been able to get very much damage out at all.
Radiant's middle
Finally,
tower
the Tinker
is
comes in. Daggons across the board, and now
Nightstalker had one at
finally
the end.
Liquid will take it. What a dip. What was that, like 20 minutes ago, where we had that point in time where HR made their first like stand, where they were behind by 15,000 and still kept on going? Man, I just can't believe he tried to do Roshan.
I found it hilarious too, the fact that Roshan bashed him halfway through it.
Oh man,
That's,
I was just losing my mind watching that. I was just like, what? Like the rest, like none of his team is like helping him with that. Everyone else is just fighting, and he's just like, don't worry guys, I'm gonna, like, even if he does Roshan there and he gets the Aegis and
he
like,
still has no friends. Like, all of his team would be dead by the time he came out.
yeah, Cheese is gonna stay on the ground. He'll pick up Aegis, but who cares if you have 2 lives if you're gonna die twice in a row? It's still a Tinker with Scythe of Fire. I don't know.
Dota, a game of decisions, and people can question those ones. For now, we don't question our last series of the night as Team Liquid going up against Team Empire. It is the battle of the teams. Stay tuned. We will be returning for our final 2 games of the Dota Pit night.